Hey guys, it is day 30 of the Carnivore diet, and apparently I keep putting on the same shirt, but I don't fucking care. Today I'm about to leap into your hearts. Get it? It's a leaping joke? Well, I have venison. For those who don't know what venison is, it is deer. Look at that. It is amazing. See that? Took a bite out of nature. I don't like wild game meat to make your afternoon great. Now, you cook it until it's nice and medium rare like it is. See how pink it is, how pretty it is. You want to have this where you can take a bite out of it like I just did, and it's not chewy, it's soft, it's buttery, it's flavorful. And if I didn't tell anybody at all, especially my mother, that this is venison, she would have thought it was steak. Now, how did I cook this to perfection? Well, for starters, I did some research. I cooked at the optimum temperatures. And there's a little breakdown. Actually, I'm going to pull it up and show you guys right now. Okay, so here is how to cook venison. And it shows you all the temperatures. So medium rare is 130 to 145, and 135 to 140 is medium. So what I did is I cooked it to 135, and I took it off my smoker. I wrapped it in aluminum foil with some butter, and I threw it back on my smoker for about half an hour. We're at like a little less than 200 degrees at that time. What that did is the butter soaks into the meat and all the juices soak together. And it was double wrapped in aluminum foil. When it was done cooking, I took it out and I put it in the pan and I stuck it in my refrigerator after it cooled down on the table. Why did I do that? Because I knew when I cooked it, I wasn't going to get to it until a later day. I took it out, and just before I served it, I put it in a aluminum pan that it came in, took the aluminum foil off of it, put a couple strips of butter on it, salt, pepper. Oh, I should also mention too, when it was cooked in the smoker, let's backtrack a little bit so we can get to where we are. I used cherry, apple, hickory, pecan, wine, and Jack Daniel's wood chips. That's number one. Number two, I gotta take another bite. Number two. Got so much flavor. I cooked it for an hour and a half. Smoking it, obviously. Every like 30 minutes. That's usually my repertoire. I do every 30 minutes I smoke, then 30 minutes of heat, 30 minutes of smoke, not 30 minutes of smoke, but every 30 minutes. So the first hour, right? When it first gets on there for 30 minutes, it's cooking. Once it hits 30 minutes, I put smoke on, and then I give it to another 30 minutes, and then I let heat go. So basically, a lot of times it only smokes for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes at the most. Not really much at all. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes it smokes for. It's really hard to tell. It depends on how much I throw into there. But I usually give it like 30, 45 minutes, quote unquote, cooking time. I don't want to over smoke it. I've over smoked food before and it comes out like crap. It just tastes like an ashtray. So anyway, after the first hour and a half, it literally sat on the smoker close to the exit vent because I didn't want to really cook it too quick. I wanted it to cook slower because that's how you want to get something like this. I mean, this is just This is soft. I mean, look at this. I'm cutting it with a knife just to show you guys how soft this really is. Okay? Look at that. Nice and soft. Get out my big hunting knife, too. So, after that hour and a half, and what I did is, for an hour and a half, I cooked it on one side for 45 minutes, flipped it over, and then cooked it on the other side for another 45 minutes. Roughly. Took it off. Put it in some aluminum foil. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think what I did. I took it off. Put 2 layers of aluminum foil. Put some bay leaves on top of it. And some... I put bay leaves on top of it. Some butter. And then I put it... I'm sorry. Backtrack to something else. After the first hour and a half, that's what it was. After the first hour and a half, I put it in the pan with water, bay leaves, and some butter on top, and then cooked it for another hour. Very, very close to the exit vent. When I'm talking about the exit vent, I'm talking about the chimney. Because I didn't really want this to be cooked right away. So basically, long story short, for the rack of ribs that I cut up, I got 4, she's got 4. That's pretty thick meat. Per cut. I can't stop eating it. Although I do get this weird sensation to run out in front of a car. I don't know why. Especially at the last second. Why? Hey, when it gets close to Christmas time, we'll have some reindeer. Anyway. Hey, it's Rudolph. His nose does glow. Now my asshole does. Sorry. So after that, I put it in the pan with bay leaves, butter. I put a aluminum foil over the top of it. Poked 2 holes on it. Put it right in line with the vent so the smoke would go through one little bit and then go out the chimney. At that point, I had the thermometer inside of it. My temperature thermometer started reading like 130, 135. I instantly went out there, took it out of the pan. That's when I laid down the double aluminum foil. Put the rack on there, put the bay leaves and the whatever juices I could salvage, closed it all up nice and tight, and put it in the smoker for about another hour. Pulled it out, put it in a pan, put it in my fridge when it cooled down. Well, a lot of work, but the results are extremely satisfying. Now, why cook it the way I cooked it? Well, the meat, this meat, see how juicy it is very fragile. So what happens is, a lot of times different kinds of meat, the longer you cook it, it either dries it out and the flavor kind of stays the same. Unfortunately with deer, if you cook it to like medium well and well done, which is 160 degrees, it's going to start tasting extremely like liver at 160. And also, you don't have this nice color. Now, my lamp over here is being an asshole, but if you guys can you give me a second, bro? My cat's trying to eat my deer. Trying to eat an animal that's 3 times their size. Okay, can we get the camera working here today? I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little hard to tell because lights don't want to work and it's very shiny. But you can see how pink it is, and then you can see like the outer smoke ring on it. Try some venison. No? Alright. That satisfied her for bugging me. So the longer to cook it, the worse it becomes. The way it is right now, it's not like rough, like tough steak that you have to chew forever. And that's what I've always loved about cooking things medium rare, because you get to taste all the flavors from it, and you don't have to chew a lot to enjoy it. You don't have to be a bodybuilder to cut into the meat. That's not how you enjoy food. Well, other than me grazing on this nice piece of meat, how am I feeling otherwise? Other than it was like almost 100 degrees today. Not bad. Not tired. A little achy, but that's from something else I did myself. Bathroom situations like normal, especially after eating this. It's going to be really normal. What else? Oh, aches and pain. I definitely feel like I'm getting lighter. I can kind of see a little bit in my face. I can see a little bit in my body in different spots. I can see it also with my pants. I had to actually find a belt from when I was not 250 pounds. So it can actually get around my waist, because I went from a size 42 to a size 38. So that's pretty cool. And I'd like to drop down even further to where I was in high school. I think I was a size 34 or less. And it's kind of sad when you think about things with gaining weight, is that there was a certain point in time in my life. I also want to say that I've made a milestone of 1 month sober, by the way, which has never been done in my life before, except, before I was, before I started drinking, I was sober, but, can't count grade school. But, when I had reached size 38 pants, I thought I was a fat fuck. And reaching a 42 is even worse. And that was when I hit a certain point in my life, and I just felt like giving up on just everything. Just giving up on everything. Not committing suicide, just giving up on just giving a shit about the way I looked. And then try to idolize people that were fat, and then see them lose weight, and then people get mad at them for losing weight because they want to better their health. And I thought those people are just selfish and stupid and fat, and they got to start losing weight. Then looking at myself in the mirror and realizing I'm one of those people that should shut the fuck up and start losing weight. And I did all this research and tried to do a bunch of shit, and I couldn't find anything, and I stumbled upon this watching one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and I was like, wow, this is the where to go. And I still have no idea when it's going to rain. I have a cough that kind of lingers, but that's kind of normal. Other than that, that's it. I could stay up. I sleep thoroughly throughout the night unless I'm having dreams about squirrels attacking me, which that's for some weird reason I'm having those dreams. This is really good. Maybe I'll do something chicken tomorrow. But not fried chicken, something else chicken. I gotta take an inventory check on what I got for chicken. It's freaking good. Oh, sorry, Pearly. Well, I don't want to make a long video of me eating a deer, making, jokes about deer and, making Ron White jokes. I hit a deer once with a van, had lights on and the horn blowing. Elusive little creatures. They should put tiny little headlights on the bullets, and the deer will jump in front of the bullet. Boing! Okay, this is why I gotta get off. Everybody's like, oh my god, you're eating Bambi. Nah, I'm eating Bambi's mother. Oh boy. Wow. That's got some flavor. I don't know if I'm going to finish this all. I'm going to try the size of this piece. Oof. It is a good, sweet, and juicy. And for this, if I was to not finish it, which is where I'm looking at right now, if I was to have this tomorrow for dinner, because it's still pink and it's still in the medium rare and medium zone, all I gotta do is just put it in the oven at 350 degrees for like 5-6 minutes just to heat it up, and that's it. Do not microwave smoked food. That's rule number 1. Smoked food, and then I'm gonna end the video, and you guys don't have to listen to my rambling. What makes smoked food different than cooking in an oven or deep frying or on a pan is smoking is a form of curing, right? So I'm cooking / curing my food, but I add all this flavor to it, and it becomes like an aphrodisiac, depending on who you talk to. So, because my food is preserved naturally, right, with no lab-made chemicals and artificial sweeteners and crap like that, it's all naturally preserved, it lasts a little longer. Now, how does that make a difference on heating it up? Well, microwaving sends microwaves and it dries it out. And there's a trick if you're trying to reheat fried chicken, is you take a paper towel and you get it damp with water and you lay it over a bowl of chicken and you microwave it for like 30 seconds, give or take. And it heats up the chicken, but it doesn't make it crunchy again. It just makes the outside doesn't make it soggy. It's a little bit like less, And then you can actually reheat it again. You could do 30 seconds of water of the towel and then 30 seconds without it if you're trying to get the crispy level up. Just play with it and stuff. Or you just put it in the oven and let it slowly build up, and then it gets a little crunchy but too long, and then it gets burnt, and then it's just a whole fucking nightmare. So with the smoked, I like heating it up slowly with the oven. So what happens is, as soon as I have it ready and I hit start on my oven, I throw the pan in. Even if it's at like 120, it doesn't matter. It's going to go to 350. My oven's going to go boom, and then I'm going to wait, 15 minutes after the fact, and then check on it. And if the butter and the water, whatever that's in there, is starting to boil or bubble and shit, or fry, whatever you want to call it, then I'm going to pull it out, put it on the table, cut it, and serve it. And that's it. So, other than that, people like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family, your mother, your mother-in-law, your sister, and also make sure you send it to your enemies as well, so you could let them know how good of a diet that you're going to be following. So hey, it's day 30 for me, 30 days sober. I've never felt any better. I did see today that Steve Harwell, the leader of Smash Mouth, had died due to something that I quit doing 30 days ago. And because he lived a life of heavy drinking, alcoholism, he ended up dying of acute liver failure, which is associated with drinking really heavy. And I saw that today, and I was like, wow, I grew up on him. The leader of Smash Mouth. It was like my favorite band when I was a kid, and still am a little bit. I thought about it. I'm like, wow, I haven't been drinking for 30 days, bettering myself for weight-wise, but I didn't really think of it for health-wise as well. And that was a good, wake-up call. Like, the difference between, he died at 56 and I'm 33. We're about 20 years apart, give or take, a little more than 20 years. I'm not that far off. 20 more years of drinking and I'll be dead too. So, especially the rate that I was going at, I would be probably dead by 56. So on that interesting note of observation, I would say I'm going to end this video, and I would say people definitely try out the diet. You're not going to have anything, you're not going to die or have any catastrophic. You're actually going to have a lot of positive things happen to you. So anyway, everybody have a great night, and thanks for watching.